and that property has really taken off. Yeah. All right, guys, this is the time of year where everybody's getting ready, doing the habitat work, trying to increase diversity on their property. A lot of you guys have seen my Better Than Switchgrass video. That one is a heavy hitter because a lot of guys are starting to find out now that switchgrass has been all the rage for, you know, the better part of a decade. But realize that there is a limitation to switchgrass. It is not deer food, so it is not bedding in and of itself. You've got to have some diversity in there. That's where this tree seed mix, guys, really shines. Whether you've got a black dirt patch and you don't want switchgrass, but you do want diversity. Maybe you've got an area where you harvested some timber, but the diversity in there just wasn't what you'd like. Tree seed is a great way to do it because you get volume. It's not planting 30 trees and then hoping they get past deer browse, because they just won't. It's planting 20, 30, 40,000 seeds on an acre and then letting it come the way nature intended it. The way the creator designed things is a great way to do things. So what I'm going to show you today are all of the seeds in the direct forest seed blend, and then you get to decide if that is something you want to get going on your property. Without further ado, let's get started looking at this seed. All right, guys, this is nannyberry. This is one of the most popular black bear berries. And this stuff you cannot deflesh. If you chew on this, it actually tastes pretty good, but it's a very, very difficult seed to deflesh. So these come as just dried berries. You could put them through a drill, but personally, I wouldn't want to chew all that chaff. That fruit chaff is going to get all over your wheels. So this one I would probably prefer. It flows pretty nice through a spreader, so I would probably prefer to do this one with my box elder and green ash in some kitty litter or floor dry out the back of a 3-point spreader, and then lightly disc or till it under. That is nannyberry. That is a beautiful, beautiful berry. This one is a slow to germ seed. It usually goes through the digestive system of an animal, which softens up that seed coat, so it does need a little bit of its own stratification. But getting it out before winter is what helps you the most there. And you can also soak them ahead of time. There's all kinds of information on the net about that. That is American Wild Plum. Okay, this is box elder, and you can see that this is not going to flow through a drill very well. It's so easy to get this stuff to go through a 3-point spreader that it's almost, you know, it's just great to do it that way with some kitty litter or some floor dry. Bin run oats, something like that, just something real cheap that you can use to kind of disperse your seed and mix it up yourself. So that's box elder. That's usually coming at a gallon an acre, but I am almost out of this because I've gone through 40 gallons or so already. So all right, this is green ash. Green ash is a very sharp seed. The seed is down here on the end. This is the wing. So you can see that's also probably not going to go through a drill very well in a mix. You could try it. I tried it with the de-winged seed. Didn't work great, kind of gummed it up sometimes. And then of course your drive wheel, just chews it up in the gears of the calibration wheel. So typically this one is also done with the box elder, with the nannyberry, with the American Wild Plum. Put it in a 3-point spreader, you know, a cone spreader with some kind of seed or, you know, pea rock or floor dry is what a lot of guys use to spread it out, and then fling it and lightly disc or till it under and let nature do its thing. That's green ash. All right, guys, this is wild sour cherry. You can see as most of the cherry seeds, they are going to flow really well through a drill. Planted about a 1/2 inch. Okay, this is pin cherry. This is pin cherry. You can see a little smaller than the wild sour cherry, but still going to flow really well through a drill. All right, this is choke cherry. Beautiful shrub. Wonderful native. That one's also going to flow really well. That one is almost exactly the size of a soybean. Okay, this is American Hawthorn. This is a little bit rougher seed, but it's still going to flow well through a drill when you have it in a mix. This is high bush cranberry, and you can see this was really hard to deflesh. It's still got some of the flesh in there, the dried fruit, but that is more of a disc, which is why this one it's good to include in a mix, because obviously by itself it would be kind of a weird, it would run weird through a drill if you tried to just do this seed, but in a mix it's going to do real well. Flows real nice. All right, this is gray and red azure dogwood. And that's really nice. That's about the size of sorghum. Really, really nice seed. Gonna flow really well through a drill. Red azure and gray dogwood. All right, guys, this is common sumac and staghorn sumac. You can see that's a very similar seed to sorghum, I'll say. That one is also one that will do very well through a drill, and sumac is one of those things that is a very good winter source of food for deer and birds. This is our no-till drill mix. This would be drilled at roughly a 1/2 inch, all the way up to about 3/8. You can see a lot of these seeds are roughly the size of a soybean, the sorghum. These are very similar in size to the HD food plot screen from Northwoods Whitetails that I use. Some of them, that disc-shaped pink one, that is high bush cranberry in this season's mix. Sumac, that's another one that is sometimes in this mix. Very good one to run through your switchgrass fields. If you have fields that are not super thick, this would give you that tree and shrub diversity that you need to convert that into bedding, because it is not bedding by itself, speaking of switchgrass. Now we're into those tiny seeds. That one will not flow great through a drill unless you have a lot of other seed with it. Paper birch. Red elderberry, another very tiny seed, a little smaller than switchgrass. Red elderberry. Wild rose or rose hips. That one's a pretty small seed, but a little bigger than switchgrass, so it can be drilled with your other mix or with the small seed mix. Wild rose. Serviceberry or Juneberry, about the size of switchgrass. It's that maroon seed there. Very tough to get this one away from the pulp of the fruit. It's that brown stuff right there. Maroon, brown. Serviceberry or Juneberry. Hey Nobber, how's Thor been? How's Thor? You're more of a dog than a cat. I appreciate that. If you'd like to order this any year, connect with me before June 25th or so. That's when I have to give the collectors the amount of seed that we're going to collect for that season. But I do have it all year. It is currently beautiful weather in January, and tree seed is still flying out the door. As usual, connect with me with the contact information that is at the end of the video. And of course, like and subscribe if this is of any help to you. We really appreciate it. This is Jake Bull, the Habitat Pro, with Thor somewhere on the property today. Get out and enjoy creation, guys. Good luck this season, and God bless.